Welcome, Taurus, to High Priestess Influence and to your general weekly tarot reading. This will be for Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising for February 3rd through February 9th. Of course, dates are approximate and flexible. You may find resonance with this message whenever you view it, or you may find none at all since it's general. So just take what resonates with you, leave the rest for someone else, and remember, never put anyone else's judgment or opinion above your own. So what we have here so far from the minor arcana, we have one card for the physical realm and one card for the mental realm so far. And now we're looking for the spiritual realm. So the physical realm is like basically what you're experiencing in your physical life. And then the mental realm is basically like what's on your mind, what you're thinking about. And then the spiritual realm is sometimes it's advice, sometimes it is encouragement, acknowledgement. And then from the major arcana, we want one card that best represents the overall energy. And we just got two. So I'm going to take them. I feel compelled to take them. That's happened several times with this week's readings. And that's why I feel like, well, for some reason, that's what's going on a lot this week. So now it's interesting. Oh no, you have two cards here. I was going to say you only have one card for each position, but you have two cards here. So let's take a look at what's going on. So it looks like you might be considering some options this week, considering some choices. You have some decisions to make. For some of you, I definitely feel a lack of clarity. You might be deciding where you want to go next in your life. You know, this could be related to your career. What do I want to do next? What do I want to do next? What are my options? It could be relationship-wise, considering, where do I want to go to meet people? Do I want to do it online? Do I want to try to meet people out in public? Do I, where can I best find that next relationship? I do feel it's more career related here, but basically you're considering your options. Now, some of you are literally making a choice. Some of you have been presented with options. The number of options will vary. I mean, for some of you, it could just be two things, and some of you might have lots of choices. And you just might be thinking them over this week, considering them, weighing the pros and cons. But I feel compelled to tell you, trust your inner knowing. Don't let the mind weigh in too heavily on this, because once the mind gets involved, it really talks us into things that we think we should do, talks us out of things that we think we shouldn't do. And you really need to trust how you feel about this, trust how you feel in your body. Trust your inner knowing, and don't let the mind start driving you crazy there, because I'm sensing that for some of you, that the mind is weighing in and making your decision more difficult. It's kind of like you really know in your heart or your gut or what have you, you know what you want, but then you're kind of second guessing it here. So in your mental realm, you have the Five of Swords here. So this is what you're thinking about. I feel like you think something has to change, something has to give, something's got to give. Ooh, have you been arguing with someone a lot, disagreeing with someone a lot, and you feel like something needs to change? This could be, this really could be anyone. This really could be anyone. This could be a partner, or this could be a coworker, or it may be more than one person. You may be you may be a little sharp-tongued lately and a little argumentative. Maybe feeling like in an emotional low, in the sense that you're kind of, are you taking stuff out on other people maybe, and you're aware of it. You don't really like it. You're aware of it. And you also might be being kind of hard on yourself, I feel, like almost like harsh internal words for yourself, beating yourself up kind of thing. I feel like maybe you've been short-tempered in general lately with people. And you don't really like it, but I feel like you kind of feel, I'm feeling like some of you feel like, yeah, I don't like it, but, I can't control it, but you can. I think your options, your trying to figure out what's next for you is not helping your mood, if that makes sense, okay? And vice versa. I feel like it's like a vicious cycle here of having harsh words for yourself, and also maybe being like short with other people and argumentative with other people, and almost like cutting them down. I'm thinking that there might be some people around you that might have ideas or suggestions for you, and you're like cutting them off at the knees. You're like cutting them off. You're not listening to them, and you're kind of harsh with them. And that's not helping you gain any clarity when you've got this kind of vibration going on here. So, in your message from the spiritual realm, it's just also looking at the space here. I'm feeling like this space between, I feel like there's space between here and here. So you've got some work to do. I'm feeling, Taurus, like you've got some work to do vibrationally, because I'm sensing space here. So this is your message from the spiritual realm. It is fabulous. It is beautiful. Okay, Taurus, find the joy for the sake of joy. Find the joy just to be happy, not based on anything that you have or any direction you might go in, or not based on money, not based on material gain. The universe wants you to find joy for the sake of the joy itself. Wow, powerful message. And I see why the sense of the gap here. And also, man, Taurus, look. Once you're able to find joy for the sake of joy, you'll know the way forward. You'll get new ideas. You will get new, maybe offers or opportunities. You'll feel inspired. You'll be able to cut through, the confusion, because you'll gain so much clarity. This is your clarity. Wow. Taurus, this is your clarity. Okay, so Taurus, this is really important. You need to find joy for the sake of joy and not for the sake of anything else, or not as a result of anything else. And when you do, you will find clarity, and you will be able to decide what direction it is, what it is that you want. You're trying to decide what you want, Taurus, in general or specifically. You can say how specific that is, but basically you're trying to decide what you want, and you haven't come up with any answers, and it's kind of putting you in a bad mood, and you're being like hard on yourself, you're being hard on other people. But the universe wants to tell you, Taurus, once you can find the joy in life, and just joy for the sake of joy and not for anything specific, you will find clarity. You will find that the answers that you're looking for. So Taurus, how do you find joy for the sake of joy? You focus intentionally on joyful things. Well, first, let's backtrack a little bit. Let's back up, I should say. Taurus, if you're not doing so already, start with meditation. Even if you just do it for 5 or 10 minutes a day. How do you meditate? You quiet your mind. How do you do that? There are lots of methods. And let me tell you, Taurus, right off the bat, I have a very noisy mind. My mind was designed that way. That's another story for another day. But I have a very noisy mind. But when I meditate, and my mind wanders and the chatter starts, I just refocus and I just refocus and I keep refocusing, and that's all you do. So if you sit down for 5 or 10 minutes, maybe 15 or 20 if you have the time, and you listen to a sound. I like to listen to a clock in my room that ticks. You could focus on your breath all the way through the inhale, all the way through to the exhale, and just keep doing that. And when your mind wanders, you just bring it back. You don't beat yourself up. You don't get mad at yourself for not being good at it. This is normal. It's the way it is. So there's no reason to beat yourself up. It's not like you're doing anything wrong, but that's what you do. And it just, it helps your concentration. It calms your let's say your nerves or your lack of alignment. It helps raise your vibration, and it helps invite in clarity throughout the day. I find I am so much clearer when I meditate. I gain so much clarity, and it kind of like snowballs, and then all of a sudden you're more clear on a regular basis, and then you think you don't need to meditate anymore, and then you stop, and then you lose the clarity. That's what's happened to me several times. So you want to meditate, and you want to do it as often as you can. As far as, I don't mean all day long, I mean if you can do it every day, that would be the best. That would be great. So start with meditation so that you can quiet your mind, raise your vibration, and allow the clarity in, right? Then intentionally throughout the day, find things to appreciate and do it deliberately. Any little thing you can look at that you appreciate. I mean, even if it's just the color of the wall. I have a painting on a shelf here that my daughter did, and it's beautiful. So when I look around for things to appreciate, I look at that painting. I love that painting. Things like that. Just look around your world. Look for things to appreciate in people. Wow, that person, that clerk at that counter was so nice and polite. I really just got a good vibe from that person. Just look for things to appreciate. This is the way to raise your vibration. This is the way to find joy just for the sake of being joyful. Just even decide, I'm going to be happy today. I'm going to be happy. I'm going to find the best in everything. And when I see something that I don't like, I'm going to look away from it, and I'm going to look at something I do like. When I see something I don't like, I'm going to say, you know what? That's just showed up to provide me clarity. I don't like that, but you know what I really do like? I like this. So now I'm going to focus in that direction. You can acknowledge the thing that you don't like, but acknowledge it in the sense of its value for you. And its value is for letting you know what you don't want, so you can then find something else that you do want. So be deliberate. And some of you will gradually raise your vibration by doing this, and some of you will raise it pretty quickly. And you'll be amazed at how your day starts flowing, and you start feeling joy for the sake of joy. You'll recognize some thoughts, and you'll say, "Wow, why am I thinking about that? I don't need to be thinking about that. That has nothing to do with me, or it's from the past, or whatever. It doesn't serve me to think about it. Why am I thinking about that?" Ha ha! You'll laugh at yourself, and then you'll refocus on something you like better. And it's like a muscle. You got to work it out. You got to practice it. And you'll love where it gets you, and then it will get you the clarity, and you'll be clear to make these decisions and any others. Okay, so interesting, your overall energy here with the Hermit reversed. It's kind of like, okay, the Hermit reversed is just letting you know, Taurus, that you have not been tapping into your inner knowing. You haven't. Let me restate that. You haven't been aware of how much your thoughts default to negativity and how much that's affecting your mood, your interactions with others, and how it's been causing you a lack of clarity. Aha. So you're aware of your bad mood, I feel, but you're not aware of all of those little insidious thoughts that creep in. Thoughts of doubt, thoughts of fear, thoughts of negativity, thoughts of, things aren't working out, or I can't make a decision, or I don't know what to do next, or I'm not happy here, I'm not happy there. So You haven't even realized how often those little thoughts creep in and then how much they grow and affect your vibration. You haven't brought awareness to it, right? When you turn the hermit upright, which that's the encouragement here, is to turn the hermit upright. Shine that lantern on it, right? You're shining a lantern, not a flashlight. A flashlight would be like, oh, or a bright light. A bright light would be like, wow, I want to look directly at this and I want to examine it and I want to, no, no, no. You just want to bring awareness to it. You want to shine a dim light on it to bring awareness, be like, oh, wow, there's one of those negative thoughts again. Okay, I'm going to refocus. And you just let it go, right? It's just a dim light. And then you just kind of like, I almost feel like turn your back on it in a way. Like in my mind, that's what I'm feeling like. I'm feeling like you're turning your back on it, or, turning the hermit, upright instead of reversed. Now, Taurus, there's a big, big message in here for you with this world card. Taurus, the world is at your feet. You've got the world at your feet. I think that's an expression, right? That's what just came to me. Or the world is at your beck and call, right? You can have whatever you want. Whatever you want is yours. You're at yours, right? The world is at your beck and call. I think that's an expression too, right? World's at your beck and call. Okay. Let me get off the expressions and into the feeling here of you can have whatever you want, Taurus. You can have whatever you want. The world is yours for the taking. You can reach for anything you want, but you have to find joy for the sake of joy first, and then allow the clarity to come in. And the interesting thing is, Taurus, you're not the only sign to get this card with a similar message, but not in the same position, not in the same way. Okay, this is something you need to do. You need to be deliberate about your focus in order to experience the joy. You need to leave everything else and everyone else out of it and find the joy through your focus, through your deliberate focus. Wow, I love this. Joy first, then clarity. Joy first, then clarity. Feel good, feel happy, feel satisfied. Alignment first, then clarity. Okay, my Taurus friends. If that doesn't resonate at all, check out your moon and rising sign messages at High Priestess Influence, because sometimes they do resonate more. But either way, thank you so much for being with me, my Taurus friends. I hope this week ahead is joyful for you, is clarifying for you. And I hope to see you back here again next week, my Taurus friends.